Here at Backwoods Trading Company, we always use real leather patches, and we always sew our patches on our hats. We use a heat-activated glue on the back of the patch to actually get it to the hat and get it where we want and hold it. And then we use a Cobra 26 leather sewing machine from the Leather Machine Company. So what we do first is we take our main thread and our bobbin thread, we pull it behind the machine, we place the hat into the sewing machine exactly like this here. We're going to hold this thread with one of our fingers, hold the patch down, and we're going to manually set the needle in the corner of the patch. Some people like to start in the center. I like to start in the corner. It just helps make sure that while I'm sewing the bottom of the patch doesn't move while it's on the hat. Comes from experience, and you can do it however you like, but this is the way we do it, and we will get started here. So we want to pull the thread as we start to sew, and then we continue to sew. Pulling the thread actually sets those first couple of stitches. This is actually a walking foot leather sewing machine. So as you can see in the video here, the foot walking the product through the machine. You just want to let the machine do it itself. Do not hold back the hat. What you'll see me do is have both hands on there, but basically all I'm doing is just kind of keeping it straight and holding the hat into the machine. The machine's doing all of the movement. If you don't allow the machine to do it, you'll actually stitch a short thread and it won't look uniform all the way around the hat. So when we set the corner, we set the needle into the corner, we lift the presser foot, we use that needle to hold the hat, and we spin the hat, and then we start down the side. We get to the edge again, we'll manually set the corner to ensure that we hit the corner perfectly. You want to go all the way down and come halfway up, so that way it does pull the bobbin up. If you don't do that, what it'll do is it'll actually miss the corner. You'll have to pull your stitches and start all over again. It's a little helpful hint on how to do a corner. Drop your presser foot again, and then we'll go ahead and do the top of the leather patch. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. That's the great thing about these sewing machines. They do have a speed reducer on them, so you can go as slow as you want or as fast as you want. Set your corner again, all the way down, halfway up, spin the hat. And one thing I like to do here is on the back side of this hat, about right here, there's a little bit of a lip. The hat will catch that on the cylinder arm. So what you want to do is use your finger and kind of lift that up as it's going through the sewing machine. And then that'll miss the cylinder arm so it goes through smoothly. What I like to do is get to about this point here. I'll go ahead and trim this the thread from the first stitch, and then give it a slight tug from behind and it'll pull through. Don't pull too hard, it'll pull a couple of the stitches. We go ahead and we work our way down the edge, and then we get to the corner here again. We're going to set our stitch. And one thing I like to do while I'm sewing a hat is I always have my hands on the back of the hat, and I'm always holding the sweatband out. So that way I don't have to worry about the sweatband coming up underneath and getting sewn into the leather patch. Spin my hat patch, pop out my patch. I like to do 3 forward, and then I'll do 1 back just to set the stitch. Let the machine go all the way down, come up. The machine has to come all the way up and start its process back down for it to release. Now when you pull your hat out, it'll release nicely. Trim your stitch, top and bottom. You can even check these stitches, make sure nothing's gonna pull through. Everything looks good. The back stitch locked everything in. We take our lighter and we just melt those threads. One thing you really have to be careful of when using the lighter is that the flame's not too much, because if you get it too much, sometimes, especially if you're doing a side patch, you can get over here into the netting and melt the hat. And when you're done, you get a leather patch sewn just like this. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day.